Hello again everybody, it's Waifu Belector, and you know why we're here. You read the thumbnail. We're here to talk about something that it's really so like me to talk about: live service games again. But this time more specifically about Multiversus and how it went from its exciting and promising start to where we are now at the opposite end of the spectrum. So I'll try not to waste too much of your time, and let's just dive right in. Now, if you don't know, Multiversus is a platform fighter in the vein of Super Smash Bros, but it replaces the beloved Nintendo characters with Warner Brothers owned characters. The game immediately caught a lot of attention when it was announced, with the roster comprised of the Looney Tunes, DC superheroes, and a meme-fueled Shaggy. People were loving the idea, and they stayed excited for it because every time the game was shown, it was dripping with budget and quality and care. Not something you're always sure you're gonna get from a free-to-play game, and not a combo we've seen from a Smash Bros-esque game that isn't Smash itself. Not to say that Multiversus quality was on par with Smash, it wasn't, but it was still of a high quality. Anyway, when Multiversus launched in early access, the hype around it managed to grab 10 million players in about a month. So it was safe to say they had more than a little bit of interest in Multiversus. So where could they have gone wrong? Well, I've talked about live service games a lot on this channel, and I make sure we don't forget that it's fucking hard to be a live service. It takes a lot of work to keep up with those consistent content drops and retain player attention. It would seem to me that the developers of Multiversus, Player First Games, did indeed know that this would be something kinda tough to fight against. So what did they do? They hoarded up a bunch of characters and content before launch, and then as soon as players got their hands on the game, you release that content and players are happily bombarded with a bevy of new characters over a very short period of time. This was their plan to mitigate player boredom and to extend their hype train, and I dare say it worked, at least for a while. I mean, look, let's reel these off. Multiversus launches on July 19th, 2022. July 19th. 1 week later, a new character is added, and it's LeBron James, the real-life man. About a month later, August 23rd, Morty of Rick and Morty fame is added. 2 weeks later, just 2 weeks, September 8th, Gizmo from the Gremlins is added. About 3 weeks later, September 27th, Rick of Rick and Morty is added. Another 2 weeks, October 12th, Stripe from Gremlins is added. Another 3 weeks, October 31st, DC's Black Adam is added. And 3 more weeks after that, we reached our final character at the time of this recording, Marvin the Martian, who arrived on November 21st. So to put this in perspective, in 4 months, Multiversus released 7 new characters, not to mention 2 new stages, an arcade mode, a ton of skins, holiday events, and an in-game shop. That run ended in November, where if you fast forward a little over 3 months from then to right now, February 2023, they've released virtually nothing. So what happened once again? Well, I believe the scientific term is they shot their load. And I have to admit, this was an interesting strategy, but often with very high highs come very low lows. Lows from which you may not be able to recover. Remember those 10 million players I told you about? Yeah, well, today they've lost 99% of that player base. If you get your player base that used to drops of that frequency and then you suddenly stop, they don't see it as, oh, they just have to wait. They see it as the Multiversus devs can't hack it. They're worse now. This game sucks. Nothing's happening. The average player isn't thinking about the fact that you likely pre-prepped all that content so you could put it out fast. All they know is you were doing one thing that we liked, it stopped, now we don't like the game anymore. And yeah, you think about other live service games like Fortnite, Warzone, Apex, Overwatch, whatever the fuck. It's not unusual to wait 4 months between major content drops. But the thing is, those games didn't get players used to drops every 2 to 3 weeks. Not major ones like characters or anything. And so yeah, At the end of the day, it was likely this extremely risky strategy that involved a built-in content drought that more or less killed Multiversus. Because I think the game was executed well. It unfortunately didn't have the greatest netcode, but I don't think that was enough to kill it, and the rest of the game was done really well, if you know, in my opinion. And listen, can Multiversus possibly come back and see a resurgence? Are they charging up to go on another 4-month run? Maybe, I don't know. They could have some tricks up their sleeve, some hype characters that'll get everyone back in. I don't know, man. But it's extremely difficult to dig yourself up out of the grave. And when stats go public, like lost 99% of its players, it's a bad look, and it puts people off from wanting to come back because they think, well, nobody else is there, why would I be there? But who knows, maybe Multiversus is brewing something up right now, you know, one could only hope. In a recent video, I spoke about how live service is settling in and things are getting discarded. That's why we've been seeing so many services end, and the window is closing fast. So if Multiversus wants to try some last-ditch effort to stick around, they'd better do it fast. Otherwise, it'll just be another dead body on the pile soon enough. But that's all I've got. I don't know why I did this video. I just want to talk about this for a second, I guess. You know, share your thoughts with me about the whole thing in the comments and what you think about Multiversus. You know, did you like Multiversus? Did you think it was a cool game? You know, all that kind of stuff. I'd love to hear it. But until next time, I am Waifu Belector. I am just a normal guy. I like hentai. And I guess we all just have to play Brawlhalla again. Goodbye.